Alright, once we have this, there's another part I need to do to make this work. What I need, thank you, is we're going to draw a line from this corner here going this way and down. So go ahead and use your line command. It's not going to be far, so just make it short and make sure your ortho's on. Ortho. You can type in F8, that's a shortcut. Like, I don't know, about an inch, and then about another inch or more going down, so you would have something close to this. Yeah, I think that's what I want. Actually, make the second one longer. You can also stretch it if you want to make it longer. But I would make it a lot longer. So yeah, something like that. If it's short, that's fine. Hopefully it will work. But I'm just warning you now. And what we're gonna do is use the spline command. And use spline. We're gonna start from the surface again over here. We're gonna go to the edge over here. We're going to the midpoint of this line and the bottom of the line. And click enter to get out. So we made a cool wavy design, like so. Again, I'll go over it one more time. So I drew a line going on the y-axis about an inch, and then I went down about 3 inches, 4 inches. And I went to spline, which is over here, or you can use spline over here. Selected the surface, that's where I started from. Endpoint, center, and end. So 3 points. I only draw these square lines just for references so we can actually draw the spline. That's the whole reason for it, if anybody's wondering. Once I have that spline, I can leave this stuff behind for now, and then later on delete it. Should leave it just in case I want to change my spline. So I have something like that. And what I want to do is I'm going to do extrude path. I think that's what we want. Yeah. So once we have something like this, we go with extrude path. To do that, you go from sweep, turn it to extrude, or you can type in ext. You gotta select with a blue box the edge over here of your helix that we made an edge from. It will select it. You click enter because it's asking you if you want to select any more. That's all I want to select. So I clicked enter. It shows that it's extruding outwards like this. That's not what I want. I want to go make it follow that spline. To do that, I type in P for path. And my path is a spline, so I select the spline and it should follow it. So it makes a cool wavy design like so. You go around, make sure everybody's see this position. What we're going to do now is we're going to use the slice command. It's just an option I want to teach you guys. It's very useful for other reasons, but it'll come up again. What I want you guys to do is go to top view of your object. You can go to top view using this box. You can go to top view, visual view, 3D views, top view. It's another option. And what I just want you guys to do is either type it in. There's a command right here, slice. Type in slice, or go to modify, 3D operations, slice. Once you get to the command, it's going to ask you to select object to slice. You gotta select the base. That's big circle we designed. And it's going to ask you if you want to select any more. No, we're done selecting, so just click enter or space. Now I want you guys to just draw a line of where you want. Where would you slice it? Like if you had a knife right now, how would you slice it? And then we're just going to slice just on the edge of it. Doesn't matter which side you pick. I just want a piece cut off. You click enter because you drew the knife as in how it's being cut. Click enter. Now it separates these two pieces. I'm going to delete that one piece. And now if I rotate 3D, I should have a sliced piece. And this one's still solid. Everything's perfect. You may use solid if some of your items are too long and you want to make it aligned with cut off from here. So you use your slice command and slice anything that's under this. At this point, if I'll show you an example. Don't do this. This is just an example. Let's say if I designed it and it was a little bit under my base and I didn't want to move it up because I wanted to keep the height. At that point, I would use the slice command But before I do that, just make sure my view is correct. My UCS has to, yeah, that's fine. I go to slice, you type it in, or select it over here. Select the object I'm slicing. This time I'm slicing the helix. I'm going to select the helix, enter space. I'm going to slice it from the bottom here. And go all the way down. That's my knife. I'm putting it sideways, horizontally, and just click enter. Now you'll see that, oops, whoa, didn't want to do it. Didn't like me. Alright, we'll do it again. Let's check why it didn't. Slice, enter, object, enter, path, enter. Slice command doesn't. It's not letting me. Let's see. This is front. I'm gonna change my views. Maybe that's why it's not letting me do it. Sometimes that's an issue. So I'm perfectly front. I got my X and Y front. And now I'm gonna try to get slice. Select the object. There's one piece. I'll show it to you. There's the other piece. So you gotta watch out on your views and your X and Y coordinates. That may be the reason it's not working. I'm gonna delete that because I no longer need that. And we're back to what we started off. So that's the slice command. I do want you guys to slice this. It shows me that you guys know how to slice. So I'll give you guys a little bit of time to do that. And now the fun stuff. Now we're gonna actually draw the lamp, or I forgot the glass. I forgot what you called it. Where the bulb goes. So to do that, we're gonna do it on our top view. Make sure our UCX is correct too. So UCX, make that top, which is the XY coordinates. If you're using this toolbar, just make sure that's top. Then we will actually go to top view. So you can use the view, 3D view top, or you can use your box, click on top. Okay, we got something like that. Here I want you guys to design a little bit bigger the beginning point and end point of your lamp. So follow me first and you'll see what I'm talking about, because this is hard to explain. I'm going to use the spline command. I'm going to do a design. Turn off my ortho because it's kind of hard to make cool designs with ortho. Let's say I'm designing something like this. Again, I have that issue of connecting it. So click enter space, get close. It's pretty big. It's as big as your helix almost. No, half your helix. So let me show you what I'm doing, and then you'll see what size you should make it. So that's one part, and I'm going to design another part next to it. I can make it either bigger or smaller. It's really up to anybody's choice. I'm going to do another cool, weird little design. Not sure if this one's going to work, but let's hope. Alright, and I'm going to again connect the points to make sure it's enclosed. Now I can go to my isometric view and just make sure they're both solid objects once I extrude them. I did that type EXT and I did extrude, and they do look solid, which is great, which is exactly what I want. My next step is I need to place one of these, M for move, to the lamp ending. This is pretty much my lamp cord or wire holding the actual lamp, so that's why it's so small. And then I can just move it into position if it's too out in the air. And later I'll slice this. We went through how to slice, so that's a good time to use it. Next, I'll take the same piece, the other piece, move it from a position here or so, and then once I have one on the other, I'm going to move one on the z-axis, making sure my ortho is on, down about, what, 2.5 inches, like so. And what we're going to do is use the loft command. Loft, select this one, and I select this one, and click enter. That's actual my lamp design. Of course, it's full, it's solid. There's no empty spot for the actual lights. We'll show you how to shell it later. in the next step. So that's what I'm trying to. You have to figure out how to design what size for your actual lamp shape. Again, one side can be bigger, the other one smaller. It's all curvy and wavy, so it makes it into a cool design or interesting design. Alright, I'm going to do it one more time with a different design. So what I did, I went to my top view, made sure my X and Y coordinates are at top 2. I'm going to design my shape. Let's see. Oh, again, I got to turn off my ortho. That ruins my creativity. And again, I couldn't snap it, so I have to make sure I select it and close it up. That's one important thing. It has to be enclosed to actually make a solid surface. My next design will be a little bit different. I'm going to actually draw one on top of the other because I think that's going to be easier for me to visualize what shape it's going to take from one to the next. Again, I have to enclose it, make sure it's closed. But this time I'm going to actually do 3 designs. And my third design is going to be completely different from the first 2. And again, I have to close it up. So I select the object, stretch it from blue dot to blue dot. I have my 3 parts. I gotta make sure that they're solid, so I can do all 3 at once. Yep, they all work. You can see all 3 parts are solid. And now I'm going to move them up into position. I can move all 3 actually at once, much easier than doing each separately like I did before. Snap onto any point on this. And I'm going to probably have to move it over, so I'm going to move over. Make sure you have ortho on, that way it doesn't move over in the wrong coordinates. Alright, I have it moved over. Looks cool. Now the next thing I have to move the objects apart from each other on the z-axis. So take one object. This is my complete bottom part. And this one will be my middle part. So I have something like this. Now what I need to do is use my loft command. So I go to home, loft, select here, loft, or you can go to draw, modeling, loft. I select the top one, the center one, and the bottom one, and I click enter. That is one freaky design that no one can copy. I dare you to copy it. Good luck. But if I select loft and I select it in not the right sequence, if I select the top and bottom and then I click the middle, I'll get something like, actually won't even work, because it's gonna go from there to there and then there, so it's gonna be like a V-shaped reversed. It just doesn't work. So just don't do that. Make sure you have them in the right selection. So that's how you do a loft lamp design, and then we'll actually shell it in a little bit. Alright. Alright, last thing before my battery dies and we lose everything. Loft. Select. Oops, escape. Loft. Whoa, wrong keyboard. Loft. Oh wait, I screwed it up. When you have a lofted object, oh, now it's a surface. Ah, great. I'll just do an example with a box because I can't get the loft going. So I have a box. If I want to make a shell, make it empty on one side, you can go to Modify, Solid Editing, Shell, or you can type it in. You select the object. You remove the faces that you do not want to be removed. Yeah. And you give it a distance, the thickness of the material, and it cuts it in. So it made a hole because I gave it a 1/4 inch and it was like a small box. That's about shell. Shell doesn't usually has a lot of issues, so I would be really careful with shell. Using it in a more complex object like this, it will cause issues and will probably break your computer. Okay. So just a warning. Let me end it because my battery's dying.